Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Good to see you again. Sorry, I'm waving a knife at you. I shouldn't be doing that, it's dangerous. Not that dangerous, obviously, because it's a dinner knife, but obviously it means I'm poised to do another unboxing. You know that because you saw the thumbnail. And as you saw in the thumbnail, it's an Eastman. And I'm very excited because so many people have said, get an Eastman, they're brilliant. So I've got an Eastman to find out if they are brilliant. I have no idea. I'm really looking forward to this one. You'll probably all guess, or be trying to guess what model's in here, because I haven't told you, have I? You'll probably all guess wrong as well. Some of you might not, you know, if you watch this channel a lot and you know me. But anyway, I'm excited. I really can't contain it. This arrived yesterday and I had to sit and look at it and think, I can't open that until I film it. So I'm filming it. I'm going to get stuck in. And then what we'll do is we'll do a full-on deep dive review of whatever's in this box, okay? So, cool. Let's get into it. Oh, there's a receipt. I got this from Coda Music in Stevenage in the UK. First one I bought from Coda Music as far as I can recall. And I was quite impressed. I bought it on the Wednesday, contacted them about delivery day, and they said, we need to set it up first and we'll ship it to you. So they set it up on the, you know, the Wednesday or Thursday morning and shipped it to me, and I got it on the Friday. So it's good to know that they set them up properly. Well, allegedly, we'll find out, won't we? Let's get it out and see. Nice case. Really looking forward to this. Here we go. It's our first Eastman on the channel. And it is well, they call it I can see it in the camera there. You can't see what it is yet, can you? That shot's not great because it's full of bubble wrap, so I'm going to get it out and show you. Oh man. It's a DC Junior. Going to get the case out of the way. Nice case, look, grey fur-lined case. No idea what's in here. Some stuff that's wrapped up. Oh, looks like drugs, doesn't it? Yeah, they give you free drugs with it. Obviously they don't. Just joking. Let's put this down. So that unboxing was filmed just over a week ago now. So I've had this a little while. I've been playing it at home. And that film incidentally went out as part of a longer bonus extra film on the subscription TV channel, theguitaristas.vhx.tv, you know, on the interweb. So anyway, now what we're going to do, which hasn't been done anywhere else, is we're going to review it. We're going to take a deep dive look at this guitar and find out why everyone keeps going on about how good they are, these Eastmans. So yeah, let's do that. Don't forget, timestamps are in the description box. You can leap forward to specific things that might interest you more than me just talking too much, okay? So check out the timestamps if you want to leap forward to hear what it sounds like, or have a look underneath the pickup or see what the neck measurements are. You can do that, okay? If you've got a little bit of time on your hands, get a drink, you know the score, get a drink, come back, and let's get stuck in. Let's do it. Eastman. Who are Eastman? Quite a new company. They're a Chinese company. They're based in Beijing, in China, where they've got a workshop. So they're a Chinese company that make guitars in China. And I understand they were founded in just 1992 by a professional musician called Chan Ni. And I believe my pronunciation's bang on there, okay? I'm quite confident in that, but, you know, feel free to correct me. Chan, spelt Q-I-A-N, Q-I-A-N, I think about that, Q-I-A-N, Ni, N-I, as in the knights that like to say Ni, you know what I mean. Yeah, Chan Ni founded Eastman 1992, and they're known for making high grade stringed instruments, you know, orchestral instruments, violins and cellos, I believe, and then I think more recently got into electric guitars, they make a whole range of semi-acoustics and solid bodies. A lot of them are based very closely on, you know, those famous shapes from Gibson, which of course this is, isn't it? You know, it's unashamedly really a knockoff of a double cut Les Paul. This was the 1958 Les Paul variation that, you know, what known player, you know, well, Johnny Thunders and Mick Jones from The Clash are the ones that I immediately think of. But yeah, super cool guitar, and of course, can't forget Keith, can you? You know, he plays, yeah, he plays one of these still, doesn't he? Yeah, still. Amazing guitars, and I've never actually had a double cut Junior. I've had a Gibson Custom Shop DC Special, that's the one with the 2 pickups, which was the TV yellow one. Here's a picture of it, just to prove I'm not, you know, lying. Yeah, I have one, honest, yeah. But I got rid of that. Well, we'll talk about a little bit more about that later on in the wrap up when we can do a comparison, because I have experienced the custom shop level, and I can, you know, spoiler alert now, part of this review is going to be about how this punches well above its weight, how it's made, how it sounds and how it plays. More of that later. What was I talking about? Yeah, they also make a single cut version of this. They make a 59 Les Paul, but that's less of a direct knockoff, got a slightly original shape to that. They also make lots of hollow body, semi-hollow bodies, and acoustics, you know, fully hollow. Non-electric, can you believe? It's not a thing we talk about very much on this channel. It's not really my thing. This is my thing. You know, simple, punk, solid, slab of mahogany, single P90 dog ear pickup. That's all you need. That's all you need, guys. Price-wise, I paid £1,159, and 95 pence, which is however many dollars that is. What's that? Probably $1,400 US dollars. So yeah, I put in a cheeky offer on reverb.com, and 10% off what the list price. There's quite a few on there. You know, they're around about £1,200 in Europe. Second-hand ones for just under £1,000. So I'll put a link below if you wanna check those out. I don't see any in the US at the moment, so I'm not sure if they're available in the US. Perhaps you guys can let me know. So the specs, it's mahogany. It's a slab mahogany. Look at that. It's this is a single piece of oakum African mahogany. I think I've pronounced that correctly. Oakum. It's spelled O-K-O-U-M-E. African mahogany, and the same with the neck. It's a single piece mahogany neck, set neck, as you can see. It's a 24 3/4 inch scale length, same as Gibson, 12 inch fingerboard radius, and this is an ebony fingerboard. Bone nut. Frets are kind of medium jumbo Jescar fret wire. It's, you know, some good specs going on there, isn't there? The finish on this is what is called, or what they call, antique varnish, and it's a method of it's hand rubbed, well, I won't say painted, because it's hand varnished basically. I was looking at the specs, and it's a process that involves half a dozen or more layers of hand rubbing. And it includes this beautiful aging kind of process. So it's not what you'd call a relict guitar, but as you can see, it's got quite a lot of Well, it's got that look. I suppose it is a relic guitar. It looks like an old guitar. Hardware is, as you can see, also antiqued, as they call it. This is a Faber compensated wraparound tailpiece. It's a nice bit of kit, isn't it? And it's also got Faber Kluson style antiqued tuners. There you go. Bakelite pickguard. I believe that's Bakelite. I'm sure I read in the specs that that's Bakelite, which is what they used to make them out of back in the day. And it also means that if the guitar is involved in a fire at any point, you will be left with the pickguard. Lovely tortoise shell, of course, as well. I shouldn't fail to mention that. I think the look is just, you know, isn't it? Single P90. This is a Lola 50s P90. Single volume, single tone. The tone is what they call a no load, okay? Which I don't know if you can see that. It's got a switch. Basically, when it's on 10, the tone control's completely out of the circuit, so it doesn't affect the tone at all. And then, of course, you've got a little step to just turn it. It's quite, you know, it's a thing. We'll have a look inside the control cavity in a minute and see what's going on in there. And we'll pop the pickup out and see, you know, just have a look in the cavity once we've taken the strings off, okay? Before we do that, let's weigh it. Ready? £5, 12 ounces. Which is just over 2.6 kilograms. Yeah, it's featherweight. It's incredible. Here we go. Strings off, deeper dive. Let's go. Yeah, so here's the tailpiece. Faber Germany. Incredibly light. What I noticed when I was taking it off there is the tolerances are really tight as well. It's a really good fit on those posts. $27 grams, really light. That's actually the lightest one I've ever had. I think the ones I put on the Les Pauls are normally about 5 grams heavier than that. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing of beauty. I'm not gonna, I'm imagining these are pretty light as well, but I'm not gonna touch them because I have to reset the action. And this was set up by the shop properly. I know that because they held on to it for a day after I bought it to set it up. Specifically, they said that. They said, we'll set it up and we'll ship it to you for Friday. That was nice. Now the strings are off, we can have a closer look at this ebony fingerboard. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? And I'm just running my hands up there. There's no sharp ends. I'm going to drop some close-ups in here. I'm imagining that those fret ends will probably be looking pretty sweet and pretty well prepared. If what I can see from the rest of the guitar is anything to go by anyway. It certainly looks like there's rolled edges on this fingerboard. The neck feels nice. Apart from it being wonderfully silky smooth. I was watching one review and someone described it as, I think it was touching velvet or something like that. Hang on, that's a oh no, touching cloth I'm thinking of. That's something completely different. Ignore that. I like the headstock. It's obviously the traditional 3+3, you know, Gibson style. It's nice. I think this guitar would have been ruined if it had some sort of weird pointy headstock on it, wouldn't it? It's a DC as far as I'm concerned. but it doesn't have Gibson on the headstock, which normally, for me, is not a good thing. I might be making an exception here. We'll get into that a little bit more later. Let's have a look at the neck profile and measurements. Here's the neck profile and measurements at the 1st fret. And here's the neck profile and measurements at the 12th fret. As you can see, it's a nice C shape, quite full. It's very comfortable. Right, so we've got African mahogany, German hardware, Chinese made, American pickup. Let's have a look at this Lola 50s P90. I'm just going to pop the hood, see if there's anything to see. Oh, I thought the cover would come off with it then, but it hasn't. Oh, yeah, now it has. There you go. That's the cover, which is scuffed, isn't it? Scuffed and aged, a little bit scuffed up that. And here, I'm going to get me cloth. We'll make sure the pickup's touching cloth anyway. Here we go. Here we are inside the pickup cavity. It's got a kind of a handmade look to that. I don't think they have CNC machines in this factory. I can imagine someone carving this out with a chisel very neatly. That's what I imagine anyway. The pickup is on the bass. There's a base plate made of something that has got Eastman stamped into it, and Lola pickups, something or other. I can't make that out very well. It might be clearer on camera, but I can't. I think it might say 2022 bridge. I think that might be a date. Anyway, something or other bridge, and then you've got some hand writing on there, LW and squiggle C. I'm not sure. It might occur to me if I think about it, but I haven't really got time to think about it at the moment because I'm filming. So, sorry, I can't elaborate. But anyway, there you go. That's that, isn't it? These dog ear P90s, of course, aren't height adjustable. If you want to raise the height, you can put shims underneath the lugs to raise them up a little bit. But you can't lower them. The pole pieces are adjustable, of course. Let's see what the readings are. Okay. Tone and volume fully up. 7.83 kilo ohms. And the inductance reading is 5.23 henries. Control cavity, here's the cover. It's got a sticker on the inside of it which has got the guitar serial number and model on it. Check that, yeah. That's right, that's the right one. Handcrafted, it says handcrafted in the workshop of Eastman Strings, Beijing, China. And then inside, they give fairly detailed specs. Again, you've got a CTS 500K pots, no load tone pot, as I mentioned earlier, a Sprague 0.22 orange drop capacitor there. How's that wired? That's wired centre lug of the tone to the hot lug of the volume control. Incidentally, they go on to say it's gavied braided wire, and the jack is a Switchcraft number 11. Quick look under the truss rod cover. No wonky screws here, by the way. There you go. Oh, that's got the Gibson bell end style. as I fondly refer to it. There you go. And this is a single action truss rod according to the specs, and it's got, someone's written a pencil squiggle. Looks like Lee. I don't know if it is or not. Could be anything, couldn't it? It's clean. Again, it's got a kind of, it definitely looks like a hand hewn piece of wood. I nearly fell off my chair there. Okay, that's it. Well, it's not it, but that's that bit. I'm gonna put the strings back on now, and then we'll come back and plug it in and see what it sounds like. Looking forward to it. See you in a minute. That's what it sounds like unplugged. It's got this amazing spank, I called it, didn't I? Yeah. Right, here we are. New set of strings, Ernie Ball regular slinkies, 10 through to 46, for those that care. And the amp, the rig I'm using today, I'm using the Fender Princeton, the Tweed one, lacquered tweed, I think they call it, don't they? With the 12-inch Cannabis Rex speaker. On the board, I've got a spark booster and a rat again today. You'll see when I stomp on them via Crocs cam, I think we'll call that today. There you go. Right, okay, and here's a shot of the amp so you can see what the settings are. So it's cranked up quite a bit with an attenuator so that I've got it driving nicely, I hope, and it sounds a bit like this. Just roll back the volume and the tone a little bit. You have to give that it's quite robust, I suppose. You have to give it quite a tweak to get it off 10 so that the tone comes into play. Just dial that down a little bit. There you go. I hope my playing and the sound that I got out of it has done it justice, because this is truly an amazing guitar. This is one of the best guitars that I've ever played, okay? And I've played a few, as you can imagine. It's certainly on par with some custom shop guitars that I've owned. I've owned a few. I still own several, and I've sold several. Some of those were really good. A couple. I'd say actually one in particular, one Fender Nocaster that I had. And I sold it because I didn't really use it and I wanted to spend the money on other guitars for this channel. But I had this Fender Nocaster, and that was a really, really nice guitar. Felt like a vintage guitar. This feels like that. It feels like that. It's as good as that. That level. It's like proper high level custom shop. Not the bog standard custom shop stuff that these companies, and I'll say Gibson, because I've bought and sold some Gibson custom shops that weren't great. They weren't that good. You know, all right. But this is better than those, some of those. This is way better than standard Gibson fare. The question I asked in the thumbnail, is this better than Gibson? Yeah, absolutely. Certainly Gibsons of comparable price, okay? So put this alongside a Gibson Les Paul Junior standard range, which is same sort of price, isn't it? You know, what, $1,500, around about that. This is way better. Just the materials that it's made out of. You know, everything about this is high quality. You know, the tone woods, and the materials, the hardware, it's all pucker, high-end stuff. And it's got a unique proprietary finish, I suppose you call it. It's a nice thing, and it looks like a proper aged guitar, and it feels like a proper aged guitar. And it sounds, you know, it's got that airiness about it that a vintage guitar has. And I can compare this to my 62 Les Paul Junior. This one, my original 62 Les Paul Junior. It's got that feel. This has got that feel of a great vintage guitar. I mean, a lot of it's to do probably with the weight. It's a thing straight away, and it gives it that sound. You know, I know a lot of people say weight's a thing. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them have got it the wrong way around. You know, I think light is better than heavy. Well, it is, as far as I'm concerned. So this can work on a couple of levels. If you're looking to step up from your affordable guitar, this is not what you'd necessarily call affordable. But if you want to step up to a sort of a $1,500 sort of price guitar, and you're looking at Fenders or Gibsons or PRSs or whatever, take a look at Eastman. Because I think you'll find, I know you'll find that this is another level. It's another level in terms of, you know, what it's made of. It really is. And they do some original stuff as well, Eastman. And they do these blatant knockoffs, and they do some sort of in-betweeners, you know, like they do, you know, the Les Paul kind of alike, which has got its, you know, uniqueness, the same as all those others, you know. So if you're after a Les Paul, look at an Eastman, because for a similar amount of cash to the Les Paul standard, the Gibson Les Paul standard, or some of those others, you'll get a custom shop level guitar. You will. I mean, others have said it, and I'm saying it as well. It's what it is. Okay. So for me, yeah, I'm delighted to have discovered that Eastman are a player. They're a brand. They're a force to be reckoned with. They're a headstock that I suppose have been surprised to discover that I am proud to own. I mean, this won't be the last one. I'm already looking at the single cut junior style, so that I can actually do a direct comparison to old Scratch, my Gibson. So that'll be fun. So yeah, look at these. You know, if you're after stepping up from an affordable guitar, you're going to go up 2 levels straight away. I assure you. So check them out. Check them out. There you go. That's it. That's all I've got. I like it. Could you tell? Right, I'm off now. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure, or it's been my pleasure at least. Come back same time next week. Same time, same place. Next Friday. Don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to go away and think about that. For now, yeah. Thank you very much. See you next time. Ta-ra.